Welcome to day 29 of the Seeker's Guide to Soul Contact. Hope you're enjoying the course so far. If you are, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. The theme for the day is, I will shift my focus to spirit. To access the voice of God within, the seeker must be in a state of peace, undisturbed by fear or deep concerns. The question is, how is this to be accomplished when our very survival in this world forces us to focus on many material concerns? In addition to this, most have added the burden of assisting others who depend on them. After all, many sincere seekers have more fears related to letting down loved ones than for caring for their own needs. Think back on the many movies you have watched where the brave hero had little fear for his life as he is confronted by the bad guys. But then he melted in fear after they captured or put a gun to the head of a loved one. Fortunately, most of us do not encounter such extreme situations. But a loving parent still gets a taste of such fear when he is short on funds, or feels he cannot take care of loved ones, or maybe has a sick child who he seems powerless to help. Indeed, there are dozens of situations we all face that call us to express concern and fear that seem to be great barriers to peace. Then, when one is at a low ebb, his peace may be disturbed by something quite trivial. Many seekers are somewhat ashamed of themselves for allowing themselves to be disturbed over small things. An upset over a small thing can create the same barrier to peace as an upset over a big thing. If the strategy of the seeker is to wait for all concerns to pass so he can then obtain peace, he will be waiting forever. As long as the attention is on the world, there will always be concerns that can generate fear. And this can reinforce the barrier between the seeker and the kingdom of God within. What then is to be done? After all, everyone, but maybe a naked hermit living in the woods, has to pay attention to his life in this world. Here is the principle that needs to be absorbed. There are two worlds, the material and the spiritual. If your focus is on the material, the spiritual will be away from your consciousness, almost as if it did not exist. If your focus is on the spiritual, the reverse will be true. It will be as if the material world does not exist, and a deep peace will settle in. The first focus is easy and everyone does it. The second is more difficult and requires a decision supported by the strength of will. A seeker indeed must take care of business in the material world, but the secret is to only focus there as needed. Most people put much more focus in the world of illusion than required. For instance, if you have a problem at work, what good does it do to think about it all evening when you're at home and can do nothing about it? To shift to a maximum amount to the spiritual world, you must see yourself as an observer, as if you're watching a movie, as you handle the cares of this world. Then, when you've taken the steps to handle your problem, shut the movie off and focus on the real world of spirit. All have power, even in the midst of turmoil, to shift focus to the inner world and partake of the peace of God. Your assignment today is to practice shifting your attention between the two worlds. Try once an hour to put your mind on hold and see the material world as a dream that has no effect on you. Then for a minute or two, feel your consciousness shifting to the inner world. You will know you have achieved some success when you feel at peace. The more distracting circumstance you find yourself in, the more powerful will be the result of this exercise. Of course, use common sense and keeping enough attention on this world to avoid accidents or while you're driving or walking down the stairs or whatever. End with this affirmation. I see two worlds, but focus on the higher. Good food for thought. Think about these things, and we will see you tomorrow.